You don't just look tired, you look like you've been holding too much for too long. And it shows in your face, in your body, in the way you move around the house at 6 p.m., unsure what to do with yourself. You've eaten, the house is quiet, and still your chest feels heavy. Your brain won't slow down. Your body wants rest, but won't surrender to it. Some nights you lie in bed feeling wide awake, and you don't even know why. But here's something no one ever told you. For women over 60, the hour between 6 and 7 p.m. quietly decides how well or how poorly you'll sleep tonight. It's not about your mattress. It's not about what time you turn off the lights. It's about what happens in your nervous system when the sun goes down and the noise of the day fades, leaving just you and everything you've been carrying. Here's what most people do in that hour. TV on, phone in hand, body tense without realizing it. Maybe a glass of wine to take the edge off. Maybe nothing at all. Just that lingering feeling of not being settled, not being safe enough to rest. And then they wonder why they wake up at 2 a.m. staring at the ceiling. The science is clear. Postmenopausal women experience changes in melatonin, cortisol, and body temperature regulation, all of which are deeply affected by what you do at 6 p.m. And yet, no one talks about this. Not your doctor, not your family, not the wellness blogs written for 30-somethings with perfect routines. But we're going to talk about it here. No gimmicks, no overnight promises, just a real proven shift in how you treat that 1 hour before night falls. Because the truth is, your body's not broken. It's just waiting for the right signal to rest. If that feels like something you've been missing, stay close. You're not alone in this. You might not talk about it out loud, but your body does. It speaks through tension in your shoulders that won't go away, through a stomach that clenches when the sun goes down, through eyes that close but don't stay shut. The truth is, you may have kept going all these years, through grief, through caregiving, through silence, but your body hasn't forgotten any of it, especially not at 6 p.m. That's when the distractions fade, when no one's calling, no one needs anything, and your body finally has time to speak. And what it says is this: I'm not okay, I'm not safe, I'm still carrying it. It could be something recent, the loss of someone, the move into a quieter house, the feeling that no one sees you anymore, or it could be something older, a wound from decades back that was never allowed to surface, because back then you didn't have time to fall apart. But your body kept the score. It always does. And that's why sleep doesn't come easy, not because something's wrong with you, but because your nervous system has been in survival mode for too long and no one showed you how to shut it off. Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, one of the world's leading trauma researchers, said it plainly. The body keeps the score. It stores trauma in muscle, breath, and sleep. You don't need a therapist to know this is true. You just need to notice how your jaw tightens when you're alone, how your breathing changes when you think about tomorrow, how your body resists stillness, not because it doesn't want peace, but because it forgot what peace feels like. So what do you do at 6 p.m.? Most people numb it: TV, wine, scrolling. But none of that tells your body it's safe. What does? A simple body grounding exercise. Every night, same time, same signal. Try this tonight. Stand in the middle of the room, no shoes. Spread your toes, feel the floor. Place one hand on your chest, one on your belly. Breathe in through your nose, slowly for 4 seconds. Hold. Then exhale through your mouth, slow, steady, 6 seconds. Do it 5 times, eyes open. This isn't about relaxation. It's about retraining your body to believe the day is over and the danger is gone. Because if you don't give your body a new signal, it will repeat the old one. And the old one says, stay alert. Don't trust this quiet. Something's coming, but nothing's coming. You made it through. Now, it's time to teach your body that truth, one evening at a time. The first time you took it, your doctor said it was temporary, just until things calmed down, just to get your cycle back on track. You believed them. Of course you did. You trusted them. But then came the second week, then the second refill, then it became part of your nightstand routine, right next to the glass of water and reading glasses. And here's the thing no one tells you. At some point, you stop falling asleep naturally, and you start blacking out, chemically. Yes, you sleep, but you wake up with cotton in your mouth, fog in your brain, and a body that feels like it's been dragged through the night, not rested in it. And someone, maybe your daughter, looks at you in the morning and says quietly, "You look drained, Mom." Not to be rude, but because it's showing. That hollowness under the eyes, that flat tone in your voice, the sense that something in you has shut down. And it's not age, it's the pill. According to the National Institutes of Health, older adults who take sedatives like Zolpidem, Ambien, benzodiazepines, or even over-the-counter sleep aids like diphenhydramine, Benadryl, face a much higher risk of memory loss, next-day confusion, falls, and even long-term cognitive decline. Why? Because the aging brain doesn't bounce back from chemical interference the way a younger one does. And the more often it's sedated, the less it remembers how to rest on its own. But here's the quiet truth. If you need a pill to sleep, then your body isn't truly resting. It's being switched off. And I'm not here to blame anyone. When you're lying awake at 2 a.m., staring at the ceiling, mind racing, I understand why that little tablet feels like your only option. But if a part of you feels like you're slowly becoming someone else, someone duller, slower, less alive, then it's time to consider a different way. You don't have to quit cold turkey. You don't have to go it alone, but you can give your body small signals that guide it back toward natural sleep. Start with your environment. In the evening, around 6 o'clock, dim the lights. Not just in the bedroom, but everywhere. Turn off harsh ceiling lights. Use soft, warm lamps. Why? Because melatonin, your body's natural sleep hormone, only gets released when your brain senses darkness. And most homes stay lit up like convenience stores right up until bedtime. Your brain doesn't stand a chance. Then, stillness. Find your chair, sit down, both feet planted, hands resting gently in your lap, close your eyes, no phones, no TV, just exhale, slowly, for 5 minutes. This isn't meditation, this isn't a trick. It's simply your nervous system cooling down after another long, overstimulated day. And when you're ready, ask your doctor about gentler tools. For example, a small glass of tart cherry juice before bed. Yes, cherry juice has been shown in studies, Journal of Medicinal Food, 2010, to help older adults fall asleep more easily. It's rich in natural melatonin. Or try a low-dose magnesium supplement known to calm the nervous system and ease muscle tension. These don't knock you out, they support your body's rhythm. And unlike sedatives, they don't leave you foggy or unstable the next morning. Because real sleep, the kind that actually heals you, doesn't begin when you take a pill. It begins when your body feels safe enough to let go. You haven't lost the ability to rest, you've just been overriding it. And it might take time. But if you start tonight with light, stillness, and gentle support, you may be surprised by what your body remembers. You think your body is broken. You lie there 1 a.m., wide awake, heart fluttering, stomach churning, legs twitching under the blanket. You've done everything right. No screens, no caffeine. You even tried breathing exercises, but here's what no one told you. Sometimes it's not your mind that's restless, it's your gut. Because the truth is, after 60, your digestion slows down. It's not a flaw, it's biology. Your stomach produces less acid, your intestines move more sluggishly, your liver processes fats and proteins with less efficiency. So when you eat a big dinner, steak, heavy sauces, maybe some bread and dessert around 7:30 or 8, your body doesn't wind down. It goes into emergency overtime. Instead of preparing for rest, it's working hard to break down that meal, and it keeps working deep into the night. You might feel it as reflux, that burning behind your chest, or as bloating, that tight, distended belly you keep turning from side to side. Or worst of all, as cortisol, the stress hormone that spikes when digestion is backed up, which wakes you up at 2 or 3 in the morning, alert, agitated, and wondering why. It's not just discomfort, it's internal chaos, and it's robbing you of the deep healing sleep your body needs more than ever. Studies from the Mayo Clinic and National Sleep Foundation confirm this. Late, heavy dinners, especially rich in fat, sugar, or red meat, are directly linked to delayed melatonin release and increased nighttime wakefulness in older adults. Your body can't shift into sleep mode when it's still busy digesting. And let's be honest, we often don't eat late out of hunger. We eat out of habit or loneliness. The house gets quiet, you feel that emptiness creep in, and reaching for something warm, a bowl of noodles, leftover casserole, feels like comfort. But that short-term comfort, it's stealing your long-term health. So what can you do? You don't need to starve yourself. You don't need to skip dinner, but you do need to retrain your rhythm. Start small. Move dinner earlier, even by 30 minutes. Switch out heavy meats for softer proteins like fish, eggs, or lentils. Add steamed vegetables. Skip the dessert. And if you need something before bed, a small banana, a few almonds, or a slice of toast with nut butter. That's it. And here's a simple trick that works better than you'd think. After dinner, go for a short walk. Even just 10 minutes, around the house, down the block. It helps digestion. It signals your body that the day is ending. And it tells your nervous system it's okay to begin winding down. Because at this age, sleep doesn't begin when you turn off the lights. It begins hours earlier with what you feed yourself, body, mind, and spirit. If you want to sleep like you used to, you have to stop eating like you're still 40. Let's be honest, it's not just entertainment. You're not watching videos at 10:30 p.m. because they're that interesting. You're holding that phone in your hand because it feels like someone might reach out. Maybe your daughter will text. Maybe your grandson will finally send a photo. You're chasing connection in a quiet house, and that need keeps you glued to the screen. But here's what actually happens. The blue glow floods your eyes. Your brain lights up. And instead of closeness, you get ads, news alerts, arguments, and comments. Noise. That noise spikes cortisol and blocks melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep. A Harvard study found that 30 minutes of screen time before bed can delay melatonin production by up to 90 minutes in older adults. Your phone's help becomes the reason you're still wide-eyed at midnight. You're not weak, you're human. You crave warmth and connection before you close your eyes. But the phone can't give you that. It only feeds your loneliness. So here's what you actually do. 1 hour before bed, power everything down. Write a quick note to someone you love, just a sentence or two. Then set the phone aside. Switch on a soft lamp, light a candle, or drape a small string of warm bulbs. Play a gentle audio, classical music, a favorite radio host, or a short bedtime story. Then pause. Take 3 deep breaths, letting each exhale tell your nervous system, it's okay to rest now. You're not suppressing your need to connect. You're giving it a better home than a glowing screen. Because real peace doesn't ping you. It waits for you in the quiet you choose. And maybe that quiet is exactly what your body's been asking for all along. You've made it through the noise, and maybe for the first time today, it's finally quiet enough to hear your own body. Ask yourself, when was the last time you felt truly rested? Not just asleep, but safe enough to let go. Because that's what aging demands of us. Not more effort, not more toughness, but more truth. And the truth is, you've been holding it together for too long, pushing through fatigue, smiling when you're aching, nodding when your heart just wants someone to notice you're tired. Maybe you're not sleeping well because you're not being cared for, not even by yourself. This isn't about blaming the phone or the food or the pills. It's about asking, what have you been ignoring that your body has been trying to tell you every single night? It's time to listen. That ache in your joints, that racing thought before bed, that emptiness after another scrolling session. They're not signs of weakness. They're your body's quiet way of saying, please, don't leave me alone in this. So tonight, not next week, not after your next appointment, tonight, give yourself one small act of care. Warm water over your hands, silence in place of stimulation, touching your pillow, not with tension, but with permission to rest, deeply and without guilt. Because you're not too old to be nurtured, you're just overdue. If this message touched something in you, don't let it pass like another forgotten video. Tonight, try just one change. Not all of them, just one. Maybe you dim the lights a little earlier. Maybe you shut the phone off and leave it in another room. Maybe you stop asking, why can't I sleep? And start asking, what haven't I given myself permission to feel? And if this spoke to you, it's likely someone else in your life needs it too. Send this video to them, not to fix them, but to remind them, you're not the only one lying awake, feeling forgotten. At Comfort Corner, we believe healing starts when we stop hiding what hurts, and that includes you. So if you haven't already, subscribe. We talk about real things, aging, grief, loneliness, strength, not to scare you, but to stand beside you, because no one should feel like they have to go through this part of life alone. And tonight, maybe you don't have to.